Sup? What's up, party people? Don't worry. Don't worry, your boy Rich is live. It's true. It's true. We are live at a new time just for today. Sometimes we're going to change it up. The countdown to cannabis, 47 days, 12 hours, 58 minutes, and 45 seconds away from recreational cannabis being legalized in Canada. And Canada becoming the world leader in cannabis, CBD, hemp, education, distribution, sales. The world leader. Doesn't that sound great? That this little country called Canada has the opportunity to become the world leader in only 47 days? I find this historic. And even on a day that was supposed to be red, because it started red, whoa, Kronos, taking it on the chin. Wow. Down 27%. My goodness. My goodness. So, what does your boy Rich always tell you guys? Buy in the red, sell in the green. Correct? Well, if I'm shopping on this list. This list, the red list, is where I'm shopping, right? Now, if I'm on the other side of the fence and I'm on the winning side, CVSI bouncing back after a catastrophic collapse and leading the charge today, but there's some green, more red, but there's some green. These are the ones that you should be thinking about selling because they're green, and when they're red, that's when you think about buying. Buy in the red, sell in the green. Don't buy in the green, sell in the red. Learn to just make that part of your DNA. Because every time you buy in the red and sell in the green, you're giving yourself a chance to win. And in this game, it's all about winning. It's about winning. It's not just about how much money you make. It's about winning and learning how to win consistently. Learning how to trade with no emotion, okay? Because there's going to be opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity in this industry. The opportunities are not going to stop. They are going to continue. Here is a new IPO that we need to bring to your attention right here today. Charlotte's Web Holdings. I don't know about you guys, but I love this bad boy. Charlotte's Web Holdings Inc. CWEB. Put it on your watch list. Put it on your radar. A brand new IPO today at $9.75 on the CNSX exchange. What do you think about Charlotte's Web? Are you looking at Charlotte's Web? Are you watching Charlotte's Web? A brand new IPO. I gotta remind you guys what happened with the last IPO, okay? There's a little IPO that we talked about, and it's done quite well for itself, to say the least. And I think we all know who they are. We all know who they are. I'll bring it to your attention right here, right now. Let's get into it. Tilray. Tilray was the last major IPO that was announced. Tilray has been nothing short of Amazing. Look at the chart on Tilray. From $20, it went as high as 60 plus. It has come back a little bit, which it should, because it's been trading at 156 times revenue. That is not sustainable. Who's that? Attila.
Hello, Rich. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Very good. I'm doing very well.
What do you think, man? We're 47 days away from history. What are you thinking? What's on your mind, Attila? Tell the people how excited you are. I know you're making money. I know you're making money. Tell the people what's going on in Attila's world.
Yeah, man. It's it's the stocks have really turned around. My portfolio's, gone from big time negative to like now I'm positive. So
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Very excited. It was a long time waiting, but I did exactly what we've been kind of trained to do, or the kind of the examples that are set by others, and I'm learning all these things, and I held steady, and now I'm starting to see the rewards of that, so I'm super, super happy.
Well, I'm happy that you're winning, man. Tell people, what are you winning on today? Did you sell anything today in this market?
I did. I sold my Vivo.
Vivo.
Yeah, I sold my Vivo.
Okay.
I sold my Vivo, but I sold it for $1,000 profit. So, and it kind of went back down a little bit. And I'm gonna, now I've got some money there to kind of decide what my next play is gonna be. I'm having a bit of a dilemma deciding, there's so many good companies out there, and I'm having a dilemma kind of figuring out which one would be the next explosive play. We seem to be able to pick up these 20% on these companies, on some of these companies, and and even Supreme. I could have sold Supreme today, which I've been holding for like 8 months, just as long as you have, Rich, and as long as probably most people. But finally, I bought it at a point where now, I'm seeing $2,000 profit from it, but I haven't taken that profit. Sometimes I wish I did, but I see big things happening for Supreme and Fire. I wasn't impressed with them for such a long time, but finally just waiting, and now I see the fruits of my labors. So I'm very happy with Supreme also. But if it has another green day there, I might contemplate selling again, because I'm up actually nicely on it. I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm still undecided at this point. We'll see. Still got a couple hours left in the trading day, so I'll check in on my stocks and decide what I want to do possibly near the end of the trading day. I've kind of always said that some of the most important times of my trading day is pretty much the first 45 minutes and the last 45 minutes or half hour of a trading day. Those are the most important times that I pay attention to the stocks.
Well, everyone has to have their own strategy. And we've talked about this. I'm in a lot of different stocks. Some of those stocks I got in early in the year, and they've come down, right? And I've been waiting like you on a few stocks to come back up. Fire is one of them. My strategy to get out of Fire is as soon as I have 10% profit or more, I'm going to take it. And the reason that I trade like that, Attila, and I never stray, is that you have to stick to a system that you believe in. Because if you've been waiting all year to sell your Fire, and then it finally gets above the point where you can sell it, and then you don't, and then the market crashes again, how are you going to feel, my friend? I'm not gonna trade like that, right? Like, as soon as I see my 10% or more, I take it. I stick to my rules. I stick to my guns. Now, If I buy a stock and it's on fire and there's no reason to sell it, that's different. But if I've been in a stock and I've been waiting for months to get out, those are the ones that as soon as I get a chance to get out, I'm out. Like, that's just kind of the way I trade. I don't want to hold on to a dog. I don't. And everyone's idea of a dog is different. But for me, like a stock that goes down and I have to wait months, as soon as I have 10% more green on that position, I'm out. That's just that's the way I trade. That's the way I'll always trade.
And that's a sound method of trading, Rich, taking your 10% profit every time you see it. If you can snipe those trades and take 10% off of everything, you're laughing. But, in some cases there where a lot of our stocks that we've been holding have been down for so long that I didn't have any liquid, I couldn't, and I wouldn't sell for a loss. I just refused to sell for a loss. And I've learned at least that much, to be able to hold my stock, and so they rebounded. And this is the time. This is what we've all been waiting for. This particular time. So I think the next, what is it now? 47 days, 46 days left till legalization.
That 47 days, my friend.
Yeah. So we still got a little bit of time. I think there's going to be a lot of upside, but we're seeing stuff like today where half the market is pretty much red and the other half is slightly green. So it's almost a repeat of what last year. We saw this sort of thing happening last year where stocks were rebounding. The few stocks would rebound, but it was all kind of hit and miss. They're almost kind of in a sneaky way of they sneak out on you, and they're up 10-15% in one day, and then you have the dilemma of chasing it, whether you're interested in chasing it or not.
Well, you know my theory about chasing stocks. If you want to day trade and if you want a momentum trade, my opinion is you should take 10% of your portfolio. If you have 10 grand, take $1,000. Use that 1,000 to day trade. I wouldn't use your entire portfolio. Don't get rid of all your bullets. You need those bullets so that when the market crashes, because it will crash, guys. Understand this. This is one of the most volatile industries in the world. It's an industry that used to be illegal. Remember, this is an industry that is still illegal. I keep saying used to be illegal. It's still illegal for 47 days, right? It's still illegal, and it's going to be legal, so there's still this stigma, and it's going to create volatility. Now, that volatility can make you rich. Today, INSY is up 43%. Are you familiar with INSY, Attila?
INSY. No, I can't, go by the symbol. What's the name?
Let's pull it up here. Insys Therapeutics, INSY.
Yes, I am familiar with them.
They are on fire. Top 1% signal strength, 100% buy. Thank you very much, Ms. C, for the pick. You are a scholar. 100% buy, top 1% signal strength. I'm writing it in my book, INSY.
Yeah, it's a good stock. There's so many of them. And I'm not like some people who go out and buy $1,000 of every share, of every stock that's available. I have my favorites. I try and pick the stronger stocks, which I'll be focusing more on in the future. Is associating myself with some of the more, the Auroras, and actually the canopy is a little too rich for my blood, but when the split happens, definitely be eyeballing that one too, big time. But as this industry evolves and keeps on, moving forward, I'm going to be focusing more of my attentions on the stronger, bigger, the Hexo,
Smart.
Kronos is in a bit of a dilemma here today. Did you read a little bit of news there?
I'm hearing some type of lawsuit again or something.
Well, it's not necessarily I don't know if so much going to be a lawsuit. I actually read an article that discusses what's going on with them, and the issue that they're having right now with Kronos is that they believe that the shareholders, the insiders, misled the shareholders in regards specifically to the amount of their participation with the provinces. They're not releasing, or they haven't released their numbers as far as their participation with all the different provinces that they claim that they've made deals with as far as supply deals. So apparently that's a big question, and I don't know why it's such a real big issue. I'm not sure if it's their obligation to report how many provinces and how much that they're going to be participating with each separate province. I don't know if if they have to report those kind of numbers or not. So I don't know. We'll see how this plays out later on, but it's not one of the more serious lawsuits that are going around right now. Like CVSI there's got some serious, several legal firms are attacking CVSI right now. So, but yet, again, take a look at what the stock did today, CVSI. It just shows the interest in these marijuana stocks, because I believe they're up 30% at least today, are they not, Rich?
Yeah, they're up 27%.
Yeah, they were as high as 35% at one point in the day.
These companies are overvalued. I'm going to say it over and over again. These companies are overvalued. They're overvalued. They're overvalued. They're overvalued. Canopy Growth is not worth $60. CVSI was not worth $9. Tilray is not worth $60. Kronos is not worth $12. That's why they're going down. You want to know the real reason they're going down? Whatever the lawsuit, whatever, these stocks are all overhyped. And they're going to go up and they're going to go down. This is one of the most volatile markets in the stock market anywhere. These stocks are very overhyped. Now, even though they're overhyped, they keep going up. So I can't explain it. I'm just happy to be a part of it, but I really want you guys to understand this. If you're chasing Canopy Growth, if you're chasing Kronos Group, if you're chasing Tilray, it's suicide. Suicide.
Yeah.
Because you're buying stocks at a 52-week high, which I tell you not to do, because I've done it before and I always lose. Unless you're buying Amazon, which always goes up. I mean, there's only one Amazon, there's one Google, you know what I mean? Like, if these stocks are going to go up and down, the secret is to buy them when they're down and sell them when they're up and sell them when they're up. And right now, we've been up. Honestly, now's the time to sell if you can, because you're up. When it's down and it's beaten down and everybody's like, oh, the cannabis stocks suck, nobody cares anymore, kind of like crypto right now. That's when you buy. And then when everybody's buying them and everyone's jumping on a moving train, talking about how great they are and how much money they're making, that's when you're selling. That's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? Like, if you trade like that, you will be successful. If you don't trade like that, you won't be successful.
Well, we got a lot of long-term holders in that follow Rich TV and the WhatsApp. We do have a lot of long-term holders. I own a couple stocks that I consider that I'm just intend on holding long-term. They are American plays, but that space is going to take some little more time. But I understand every week that goes by, more and more Americans want to get involved in the marijuana industry. So, this is going to be a big global play eventually. And then I can't wait till till the Americans really get on board with it, and fully start, giving a little more faith into this industry because right now down in the States it's still a little iffy. Yes, there's some good companies that are, you can make some good money on, but again, even some of those ones are even higher priced. Did you want to talk about Charlotte's Web today?
Yeah, I sure do. I got it up on the screen, my friend. So it says here, Charlotte's Web IPO and secondary offering boosted to 16.45 million shares as underwriters exercise over allotment option. They wanted more, and clearly they got in at $7, and it's already at $9 plus, $9.60, I believe. So they raised They raised $115 million. $115,115,000 at $7. So they are already up. They're already up.
But how do you explain the valuation is even for that? You know what I mean? They're all kind of got crazy valuations. I don't know how many stocks can you actually come out and say that they're truly priced within the price that they're going for at this time. I think there's very few that you can talk about that are, that are not considered, overvalued. They're all overvalued.
All of them. And that's what makes this industry so scary. You have to be careful. Like I say I'm a long-term investor, but when I say I'm a long-term investor, I can't really guarantee what any of these stocks are going to do because they are all in an area that is rarefied air. We've never done this before. Canada has never legalized cannabis like this before and had a stock market with 400 cannabis stocks that you can make money with. So nobody knows what's going to happen. This is a huge gamble. I want everybody to understand this. So when I talk about, cannabis is my number one, Aurora's my number two, and I'm giving you guys my list, these are all predictions based on what I think is going to happen in the future. The stock is trading higher than it should. Canopy is trading at 250 times revenue. Tilray is trading at 150 times revenue. Aurora is trading at 92 times revenue. So when I say I love a stock, I love these stocks, but they are all overhyped and they are all overvalued. All of them.
Very true.
So I want to make sure everybody understands this. So it's a very risky game. We have no idea how high it's going to go, and we have no idea how low it's going to go when it crashes. But we tasted it this year, did we not, Attila, when it went to the bottom?
For sure.
Right? So we've seen the bottom. We've seen the bottom. We've seen the bottom. Believe me, we've seen the bottom, and it can do it again. And I believe it will. I believe it will. There's a reason why, if you look at NASDAQ.com, they're actually projecting the cannabis growth is going to go down.
Oh, really?
Well, look, I'm on NASDAQ.com right now, and you can see on the TSC weed, currently at $58, a moderate buy. They are giving it a projection of a $45 share price, a 21% downside. At the same time, you got Saniva at $6.69 on the TSE, and they're projecting a 116% upside to $14.50. So I believe there are other opportunities that are undervalued that have the chance to grow, but I don't believe that Canopy Growth is that company. Now, because they keep going up every day and they have so much momentum, I have to say they're number one on my list because they just keep going up. So I can't say they're anything but number one, but they're defying gravity.
Would you say that it's fair to say that, this is what's driving up these prices is really just buyer sentiment?
I don't believe it's buyer sentiment. I believe it's the market makers. It's the market makers that are making the market. I don't believe that the public has the power to do what the market is doing. I believe these are institutions, these are bankers, these are hedge funds, these are market makers, short traders, a combination of all the elites, all the whales saying, hey, we got this new weed toy to play with. Let's take it up all the way and then we can take it down, boys. And that's why you need to be careful because look, Zynarba, ZYNE, they're projecting it as a strong buy up 5% today at $8.43. They're projecting it's going to go to $19, a 129% upside.
Wow.
So there are companies being projected that are going to explode that are much lower prices, and Canopy is just trading at these ridiculous levels. I don't want to say buy it, but I have to put them as number one because they've been up 500% since November. So they just keep going higher. So how can you bet against them right now? They have to prove me wrong before I bet against them. But I'm not going to bet on them because I just believe it's too expensive. That's my own opinion.
Yeah, but they just keep on taking it up. You know what I mean? These whales, these market makers, they just keep on taking it up. You know, we still got all this time left, and we have almost, I think, up until maybe, December then is when we should really start thinking about, exiting out of our positions and possibly seeing a big correction with these stocks, especially, and it could be as early as, like I think it's going to be as early as possibly, I think December's a good date to pick because they're going to get their, not an entire fourth quarter earnings reports, but they're going to have 2.5 months worth of earnings. So I think that alone is going to tell the tale as far as people getting in and, the interest in this industry. So I think once these profits are posted and they see some really good numbers, I see the market probably continuing. But I think a lot of the real big investors are waiting for those fourth quarterly earnings, this year's earnings in the last quarter.
Yeah, I think that's very possible. My attitude towards this industry is that it's extremely volatile and you have to be very, very careful. We've both made a lot of money and we've both seen our accounts go up and down, like very violently over the last year and a half. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm taking a very careful approach right now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm taking a very careful approach right now. And my opinion is that anytime I see 10% or more, I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to stay in a cash position, and I'm going to wait for the dips, and I'm going to wait for the crashes to buy, and I'm not going to be putting all my cash holding into any of these stocks right now in a long-term position because I honestly don't know what any of them are going to do. I don't.
Very true. It's so unpredictable. It's hard to say who's going to go up next. It's very difficult to say. I mean, some of the news is so positive that, it's kind of obvious what, how it's going to affect a particular stock. But, again, today, just the news of this with Kronos, I see the stock down. What is it down now? When I left my home, it was like down 10%, 11%.
Oh, no, it's down way more than that. It's down like 25% right now.
Wow, so huge.
But listen, we were talking yesterday, and did I not say Kronos Group, Tilray, and CGC, they're all a short in all the chat rooms that I'm a part of. Okay, so when you become a member of TradingView, Bar Chart, all these different investing.com, they have chat rooms in them. And you can go into the chat rooms and you can see the sentiment. Everybody was talking about shorting them yesterday. So as soon as everything starts getting to these really, really high highs, you have to understand that the short traders are looking to take the meat off the bone. And surprise, surprise, Canopy Growth is down 5%. Kronos Group is down 26%. Tilray is down. They're all down. Why? They're at 52-week highs and they're trading too high. They're trading too high. It's not justified.
And those 52-week highs, those really scare me.
Look, Tilray's down 9.54%. Tilray's down 10% almost. Canopy's down 5%, and Kronos Group is down 26%. So if you were chasing those yesterday, you got destroyed, right? So this is what I'm saying. You never chase these stocks, man. Never chase these stocks. It's suicide. We see it over and over and over again. And I mean, CVSI is doing the opposite. CVSI went up all the way from pennies to $9, was up thousands of percent, the hottest cannabis stock of the year. That's a serious player. And then they get a lawsuit from Andrew Left, potentially. And now you read it, Power Law Group announces a securities class action lawsuit against CV Sciences. I mean, this is their news.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's in their news. Bragar, Eagle, and Squire PC announced a class action lawsuit has been filed against CV Sciences. Look at this. This is in their news, man. These lawsuits, one after another. Pomeranz law firm investigates claims on behalf of investors of CV Sciences. This is their news, man. Bronstein, Gurwitz, and Grossman LLC notifies investors of class action lawsuit against CV Sciences. Do you think your boy Rich is buying this stock, bro?
No, sir.
You already know. Rosen Law Firm, hey, how you doing? We know Rosen very well. Rosen Law Firm announces filing of securities class action lawsuit against CV Sciences. Lauren Rosen is one of the top attorneys in New York, so I know her. She does a lot of our legal opinions. So everybody's jumping on this train. You think your boy's going to buy this? And people are buying it, Attila. How risky do you have to be buying this stock right now?
That's the CV Sciences, right?
Yeah, man. You know I'm not going to touch it.
No, it's, I don't know, it's just too scary. It's more than just one law firm. I believe I saw at least three.
I just read to you 5 law firms.
5? Wow.
No, there's more than that. CV Sciences, Faruque and Faruque LLP, and like they're just showing up in their news. I just read six or 7 different firms, and I just started going through the news. I mean, that's their news now. That's in their news.
4 days, there's been somebody else suing them, so
Yeah.
they're all jumping on board,
Yeah. See, this market, this industry is a crazy industry. It'll make some of you at home millionaires. Some of you will become billionaires. Some of you probably already have. I mean, this is such a crazy volatile industry. So if you can take the money off the table and stay in a cash position, that is the best way to trade right now. Because this market is extremely volatile and everything is at these ridiculous multiples. At some point, it's going to crash. Now, I know we are 47 days away from history. That's the part that's so crazy right now. We're 47 days away from history, so we have all this momentum, but some of the top stocks are trading at all-time highs. So something's got to give. Something has to give. So
it's so difficult to find these, 10% gainers where you can, take 10% every day. That would be the ultimate, is to be able to find a stock, 1 or 2, that are going to move up a little bit and be able to take profits from. But
hey, Attila, we're having problems hearing you. Can you try to get closer to your phone, or?
yeah, I'm kind of good. How's that?
There you go. That's much better. Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So I have a question. I have a question from Jungle Jim. He's asking, how do I become a millionaire with $5,000? Well, there's a few ways you can do it. You can go and buy a stock like, I'm going to give you one that I really like. Friday Night. Okay, TGIF. This is a company that's making $3 million a quarter. It's at 44 cents. I think this is a stock that long-term, if you want to do a long-term play, this could be a good long-term play. It's not at $60. It's at 44 cents. To me, these are the long-term plays. For me, these are the plays I'm doing long-term. These cheaper ones at 44 cents, I could see this going one day to $4. To me, I could see that happening. I can visualize it. Unless you can actually visualize it, do you think you're going to make 10 times on Canopy right now when it's at $60?
No, that's very difficult to do now.
In order to make 10 times, it would have to go to 600, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to make $1 million with $5,000, you got to find a company like Friday Night Inc. at 44 cents. If it goes up to $4, you make 10 times your money. Now all of a sudden you got 50 grand. Then go find another company like Friday Night Inc. Let's pull up another one. Then go find another. Let's find another one that I really like. Inner Spirit. 35 cents. I think this could be a beast. Okay?
Being in the beverage industry for sure. How about that?
At 35 cents, Inner Spirit Holdings.
They're focusing on the marijuana industry too, so I could see them actually doing quite well.
I think Inner Spirit Holdings could one day go to $3. So this could be another 10 bagger. So let's just say you won 10 times your money on TGIF, then you flip your 50 grand and put it into Inner Spirits Holdings, and then that goes up 10 times, and all of a sudden you got 500 grand. Now you just need to find one more stock that's going to double in price, and you just made $1 million with 5 grand. It happens every day, guys. The stock market creates millionaires. That's what it does. Anybody can become a great trader.
That gentleman that asked you that question about the $5,000 and turning it into $1 million, that's not a simple task. That's something where you have to put a lot of attention on what you're doing, finding those, the diamonds in the rough and turning them into a great big sparkling diamond for you, but that's not an easy feat, what he's suggesting. Yes, you can do a lot with $5,000, but turning it into $1 million is not going to be a 6-month endeavor. That's something that you're going to spend a couple of years, going in and out of these plays and associating yourself with the stocks.
Well, you know what? Everybody is different, and the markets are very volatile and they're very crazy. And there are people that have turned 5 grand into millions. Lots.
Sure.
So I'm not going to say it doesn't happen, but it's not regular. It's not easy. And 98% of people do fail at trading. The reason that they fail at trading is because they get emotional. When they see the red, they panic and they sell. What I do is when I see red, I immediately am excited and I want to buy. I want to buy the red. And when I see the green, that's when I panic and I want to sell. I sell in the green. Always. And only. And that's when I got my finger on the trigger and I want to sell, is in the green. Sometimes it goes higher, but then a lot of times it goes back down. So I would rather be in a cash position. You know what I mean? I want to protect my cash.
Well, that's a perfect example as to what happened to me today. I was up over $2,000 with Supreme, almost 2,500. And, I just had it in my mind. I let my emotions kind of, I'm not going to say get the better of me because I'm still green with Supreme, but today I think would have been an ultimate time to get it at its highest point, sell it, and let it go back down and buy it back again. And that's exactly how people should be trading.
If you trade like that, you will win. And if you're investing in the right ball, I remember I was telling you, I was like, I think we're in the right ballpark. We are in the right ballpark. We're buying a lot of these little stocks. Like I've been buying the little ones, the Vivos like you, the Fires. We've been buying the little ones because we know that they're not like overly hyped yet like the cannabis is. So there's still the chance that we have huge upside there because it's not overvalued when it's at $2 or $1, right? So when it's at $60, yeah, it's overvalued. You can't justify that. And that's why I'm going to stay away from those bigger ones. But these little ones, I'm telling you, we're in the right ball house. Like these Alephia Healths. You can get into one of these puppies and it's 100% buy, top 1% signal strength, down 7% today after it's been on run. It's been on a major run. You can see this. This is a good company. It's only at $1. So if you're looking for a long-term play, this to me is a long-term play.
And you mentioned XLY Oxley the last couple of days, right? And for the price that it's going at now, that's a severely undervalued stock as far as I'm concerned. I don't know when it's going to make its big move, but that Oxley is severely undervalued, and I think it's a great stock to own. It's not quite at its low, but I don't know if we can see it going any much lower than where it's at now. I think the low was something like 75.80 or something, 75 cents, something like that. and now it's at $1.13. I don't know what it is, $1.11. I know someone who bought it at $1.11 today.
Yeah, you know what I think about XLY. I got over 10,000 shares of XLY. I love it. One of those, another one, long-term plays. But, like I said, even though I buy these stocks, and I always say long-term, I still stick to my guns, guys. As soon as I see 10% or more in the green, I'll take it. Yeah, when I say long-term, I mean I will day trade it long-term. I'll buy in the red, sell in the green, and I'll just keep doing it over and over and over again for the long term. I'll take my 10% all the way up, man. No problem. Buy in the red, sell in the green. Buy in the red, sell in the green. Over and over and over and over. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, baby. Because at least that way you're in a cash position. You don't want to put all your money at risk. If you put all your money at risk and you go crazy and buy like a Canopy Growth, what do you think could happen if Canopy crashes tomorrow to $40?
Oh, wow. Devastation.
Devastation. Yeah, I'm not interested in that.
No.
That's not a word that, appeals to me.
No, not at all.
So, I think we need to be smart when we're trading these stocks. I think we got a lot of good stocks. We're watching them all. If you want to do long-term plays, I think the long-term plays for me are the cheaper ones. I think the higher price stocks are more for the now. Like a company that I really like. Somebody just asked me, Rich, if you had $1 million and you were going to bet on something, what would you buy? And I said Suniva. Because right now, Suniva is at $5 and it's down 10%. And I think that this is a type of company that long term is going to go, or even short term could easily go to $10. So for me, those are the types of plays that if I was a gambling man, which clearly I am, and I had $1 million and I wanted to put it into something today, right now, and it's down 9%, to me, that's the play. If I'm going to pick a play for me, that would be the play for me right now. But that could change tomorrow. Because I really like this company. I think it's going to be a monster, right? And I think at $5, I look at Canopy, and then I look at Suniva at $5, and I'm like, I don't think Canopy is 10 times bigger than Suniva. I just don't, So just because they receive $5 billion doesn't mean that they're making $5 billion. They're still only making $25 million a quarter. Canopy's not worth $60, guys.
No way.
That's why it's going down. I mean, this is ridiculous. So, I'm not going to chase it. I won't chase it.
It's interesting to see what happens to it when they announce the fourth quarter earnings this year. Be very interested to see what happens with that. But who knows that the last fourth quarter could be tremendous for them. So we're going to see. Everyone will see. We'll all find out in the fourth quarter earnings. That will really, I think, tell the tale of, the sentiment for these marijuana stocks. And, if it's a really good fourth quarter for everybody, I see these stocks continuing to go up. And especially even more institutional investors wanting to jump on board because institutional investors, they don't mind waiting for a stock. They'll buy a stock worth 10, 12, 15, $20, right? As long as they know that there's a lot more room and that, on the books, it shows them to be a very good, profitable company. Well, they don't hesitate in investing in companies at that price, Smaller little minnows, we buy what we're interested in, whatever, but those guys until they see the financials on paper, they're just going to hang back and wait for the entire industry to unfold, and especially on those fourth quarter earnings, possibly even first quarter earnings of 2019.
I think right now, that's great. Those are great points. I think right now everything is hype. This is a big hype machine, okay?
Oh, it is. Absolutely.
And what's going to happen is that this is just going to go bonkers. We don't know how high it's going to go, but it's going to go silly. It's going to get bonkers. It's going to go stupid. And then there's going to be a massive crash. And I believe that crash is going to come probably either at the middle to end of December or early January. First, I would say the second week of December to the second week of January. In that month, there will be a catastrophic correction in the market where everything will go down like 30% overnight.
Yeah. And that's when you need to get out. Get out of all your stocks at that point If there's going to be that massive crash, I want all my money liquid. So to get out at the right time is also important. Not only just getting in at the right time, but getting out, that's going to be very, very important later on for everybody. So, and you've said it a few times here now, how overvalued. I mean, I hope people get this through their heads and realize how really overvalued these stocks are. Reality is going to kick in really fast, and the people who continue to hold after a certain date, and then all of a sudden there's no warning and it's just a crash, because let's face it, these whales are known to do that. We hardly get any warning when they do this sort of thing, right? So all we can do is try and chase it on the way down and hope that you get out still in the green before, they really tank.
Well, like I said, I've predicted this, and I'm going to keep predicting it. I keep saying that the Canadian index will break 1,000. It broke 1,000 last year during its magic run, and the magic run that they had last year did not have the catalyst that we have this year. So I believe we will break this 1,000 mark. I think we could go as high as 1,400 or 1,500. So just think about your favorite stocks and how high they could possibly go. I just don't understand what will happen with Canopy and Kronos and Tilray and some of these stocks that are trading at these very ridiculous valuations. Even Aurora, one of my favorites that I own, is trading at 92 times revenue. I don't understand how they can continue to do this.
I still they still might be overvalued, but I think they're closer to reality than most of them are. Let's face it, they've got, the Med Relief deal, the CanAmed deal. Those cost them billions of dollars. So I don't know how, people should realize that, Canopy there, they got this $5 billion deal from Constellations, but, Aurora has spent money to acquire some very, very, some very lucrative companies. Like those two companies are huge, GMP certified, both of them. They're going to be doing international plays all over. And let's face it, we talked about this before, that Canopy and Aurora, there's going to be those two guys, they're going to be battling it out for the global domination.
Absolutely. I honestly don't think that Aurora is even close to Canopy right now because of what Canopy's done. They've kind of put themselves in a league of their own. Personally, that's my own opinion, and it's hard to say that because I've always thought that Aurora could pass Canopy. But Canopy's just put themselves in a league of their own. And if they do this forward split, they will be the class because, man, that would be the trump card. Imagine doing a forward split from $60 down to $20 and then just running that back up to 50 or 60 again.
I was talking to their investors person over there at Aurora, and they actually did say it was approved. I mean, they voted on this, and it was overwhelmingly approved that they're going to be doing this and a 1-for-3 split, forward split. So, and banks do that, and they don't ever do a 1-for-3. It's always 1-for-2. They split their stock, pretty much 1-for-2 all the time. But Canopy, they're doing a 1-for-3. So that, I don't know what to say about this company anymore. There's so much positive to say, but again, the most troubling thing on my mind is being overvalued as they are. But again, they've got the money. They now have the money. They can do whatever they could do whatever they want now. I mean, money talks, bullshit walks, right?
This Kronos Group news is crazy. I'm sorry to change the topic, but I'm just reading. So take a look. Equity alert. Rosen Law Firm announces investigation of securities claims against Kronos Group Inc. It's so funny because I predicted that there was going to be a whole bunch of securities issues with a lot of these companies. I don't know if you guys remember, but I said to you guys, I've been saying this is an industry where you're getting a whole bunch of guys that are operating illegally, and now they're going onto the legal side, and they don't understand the Securities and Exchange Commission. They don't understand the rules and regulations of being public and how you have to disclose everything. And there's a lot of backdoor deals that have been happening that we don't know about, and it's going to come to fruition. I'm telling you. And two law firms now, like 2 investigations within a week. First CVSI, now Kronos Group from Rosen Law Firm. And do you think that these attorneys don't love this? So now these attorneys got their names all over, getting all this free publicity. Take a look at this. Rosen Law Firm, a global investor rights law firm, wow, announces it is investigating potential securities claims on behalf of shareholders of Kronos Group, resulting from allegations that Kronos may have issued materially misleading business information to the investing public. Wow. You want to talk about damaging? On August 30th, today, Citron Research published a report stating that Kronos management appears to have been deceiving the investing public. Citron Research, once again, is Andrew Leff's paper. It's his company. It's the same guy. The same guy is doing this again, and he's notorious for shorting stocks. So he goes and reports these things, stocks tank, and he shorts them. It's crazy. And he does this all the time, and he's very good at it. Wow. Kronos, hold on. Let me continue reading. 1 second. Kronos management appears to have been deceiving investing public by purposely not disclosing the size of its distribution agreements with provinces. Unlike every other major cannabis player, because the agreements are so small that they could never justify the premium investors are paying for the stock. Wow. On this news, shares of Kronos have fallen sharply during intraday trading. My goodness, you know what's so funny? Have I not just predicted this? Did I not just say this? That these companies are overhyped, overvalued, and they cannot justify these ridiculous valuations. Was I not just saying this?
But I gotta remind you of that. Even these guys that I deal with, promoters that I talk to and stuff, and they always, you gotta be really careful with the words that they choose. I noticed that in that article, as you mentioned, it says, it appears as they've been doing something wrong. So, he's only saying it appears. There's no real actual accusation that, they know exactly, the kind of information they've been misleading their public shareholders. Well, what about the private ones? Were they misleading them? They don't talk about the whole story there. So, and this could be exactly for the entire reason to capitalize on this, bringing the stock down and then buying it back cheap. And it could be just a ploy just to do that. So I don't know what to believe. There's so many con artists.
Let's just say that some of the stuff that we've talked about, that I've predicted, comes true. Let's just say that the government decides to impose a 70% tax. And let's just say that all these companies now aren't making what they thought they were going to make. And all the public sentiment of all these crazy multiples of 250 times revenue get thrown out the door. What do you think is going to happen to these stocks? There is going to be an epic crash. If a guy like Andrew Leff, who is just one guy, has the power to crash 2 stocks within a week, what do you think could happen if the Canadian government decided, oh, you know what, we're going to treat this just like alcohol, and we're going to slap a 70% tax on all these companies?
Yeah, for sure. That would definitely, that would be throwing a wrench into the works, that's for sure.
Well, this is why I'm saying this is a very volatile marketplace. I love it too. I'm excited too, but please, trade with responsibility. Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. I am not a licensed advisor, okay? Always do your due diligence. Always do your research. I'm better than a licensed advisor, okay? But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure you guys understand how risky this is, and what is best is to take your money and leave it in cash. Take a portion of your money, use that to trade, use that to do your momentum trades. Stay in the cash. When we see this crashes, that's when we're going to buy it all up. That's how we're going to get rich. Trying to chase these winners right now is not going to make us rich. It can make us some good money. But the way we get rich is when the market crashes and everything's at 52-week lows, like it was in July, that's when you buy. And then when everything explodes up like we're seeing now, and you see these deep green, that's when you sell. That's how you get rich. Dreaming of these huge multiples, yes, it does happen. Canopy has proven it can happen. Tilray has proven it can happen. But it's not going to happen with every stock.
No.
And unless you get lucky and you find that one stock, you're probably going to get hurt. So you need to be careful and develop a very smart, sound trading strategy that is going to work for you long term.
Yeah. And, getting out in the right time, you keep saying it, Rich, it's extremely important in the future because we don't want to get stuck where the market crashes and suddenly now all your portfolio is in the red again. And now you're stuck with holding that stock or selling for a loss. Well, I'm not a fan of selling for a loss, so it's going to be very, very important to time these plays and to get in and out, especially to get out at the right time, especially the closer we come to that. And we don't know what that date is. We don't know, all I can say is you're pretty much in the ballpark when you say, mid-December, maybe a week before, a week after, who knows? We don't know. But, it's if you're up large on these companies at that point, get out green, stay in a cash position.
Yes.
When it crashes, we buy back in again.
Exactly. And why do you need to stay in a cash position? Because when you're in a cash position, you've got liquidity. You can be a true sniper. Imagine you're hunting, right? We're all hunting. But you got no bullets because all your money's already in the market. You need to save your bullets. You got to be in a cash position so that when they crash, that's when you sniper. That's when you do the ninja trade. That's when you that's when you hunt your meat. Is when they're in the deep red, days like today, potentially. If your favorite stock is in the red today. Today might be the day. But remember, it could go down tomorrow. I'm going to tell you why tomorrow is a very scary day. Tomorrow is Friday. Historically, Fridays are about 70% red. All day traders know, futures traders, options traders, stay away from Friday. Don't even trade Friday because it's like a burial ground. It's just bones everywhere of investors that have lost. That's Friday, okay? It's a shorting day, historically. Now, last Friday was so strong, we had green. We had massive green. Today, we're red, okay? So, tomorrow is the end of the month, where a lot of these guys will be covering, they'll be shorting, they'll be selling because they want money because it's the end of the month. So it's the 31st, it's the end of the month, and it's a Friday. It's a double barrel shotgun red Friday.
Yeah, big point, Rich.
So if you're in the green today, it's probably a very good idea to sell because you're most likely going to see red, and then you could buy right back up in the red. See, why do people feel like, oh, I don't want to sell? Why? No, but why? You can always buy it again. If you sell it and then you see it keeps going up, buy it again. Buy it again. What's stopping you from buying it again? Nothing. Nothing is stopping you from buying it again. But it's important to learn to win your trades. So when you're up, you got to learn to take your profit, stay in a cash position, and then if you choose that getting into that stock is your number one trade to do out of all the possible trades in the entire market, if you think going back in that one you just made money on is the right move, you can do it again. But I guarantee you, after you scour the whole market, you'll probably find another trade to do. Because I'm telling you, it's happened to me so many times. I make money on a stock, I get out. I get in again, I get out. I get in again, I get out. Eventually, it turns on you. It just does. It's happened to me so many times. So it's better to move to another stock and not just stick on one stock forever because eventually it will turn. Unless it's Amazon, There are some exceptions, but usually 99% of stocks can't just keep going up. Unless it's Apple, unless it's Amazon, there's a few exceptions. Most of them don't do that. Some people think that tomorrow might be green. I hope it is green. Like when I say this, guys, I hope we're green every day for the next 47 days. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure everybody understands the risk and why you want to be selling in the green is the number one reason is to protect your money. Because the alternative green is selling in the red. So when you're not selling in the green, then you're selling in the red, then you are losing money. You don't want to be selling in the red, okay? It's not a good strategy. Trust me. So, Attila, we've been live for an hour, my friend. Thank you very much for your time today. I'm going to say goodbye now. Congratulations on winning on your trade today. I hope you continue to win. I hope your account just continues to go green. And hopefully, we will see a green market moving forward as we get closer to this countdown to cannabis, which is now 47 days, 11 hours, 58 minutes, and 19 seconds away. I believe that this industry, personally, and I've been making this prediction, I believe that we will see a double. I honestly think we will see a double from here.
I most certainly hope so. I'm banking on it.
I do. I just don't think that Canopy will double from here. I don't think that Tilray will double from here. I don't know how that's going to look. But with some of the smaller ones, I believe they will double.
Oh, yes, easily. Some of the real smaller ones. I like, companies like Crop. Crop, I really like what they're doing. There's so many companies that are well established, but are still only trading at like 30, 40, 50 cents. And those are the ones I think people have the most opportunity for upside. Especially at this particular time, the closer we get to recreational, these companies will, a lot of them will go maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times, some of these. And so, I'm focusing a lot on those. I'm still going to hold my, like Aurora, I think I'm just going to hold that, I'm going to keep holding it. I'm green with my Aurora even,
I love Aurora, and I own Aurora, but I promise you guys, as soon as I see my green like I want to, I'm taking my profit and running. And the reason is Aurora is also trading at 92 times revenue. I mean, I'm warning you guys, these stocks are trading at these ridiculous valuations. We need to be very careful. As much as you hear me talk about how much I like them, I talk about how much I like them, but the reality is they're trading at these insane multiples. So be careful.
3, 4 times now already, and I hope that's sinking in everybody's head, that the valuations are crazy on these. So yes, people need to really pay attention and be careful and try and snipe your exit point, especially, the closer we get to that December date. I may just get out even a week or two before I even believe that I should get out in order to just
protect your money.
Protect my profits.
Protect your money, man. Protect your money. Like Chris Deering just said, I sold my Aurora at 9:30 for a profit of 10K. Best profit yet. See, that was beautiful trading. You saw it was green. You took it. Now it's back in the red. If you want, you could go buy it again. The market is very forgiving. I always try to tell people, what's wrong with selling and then buying again? If you really want to, you can. So it's better to sit, watch for a bit, enjoy your winnings, feel good about it, and then make the perfect next trade. The perfect next trade. Don't be satisfied, oh yeah, I'm just going to buy Aurora again. Why are you buying Aurora again? Could there be something better than Aurora? Make sure that every trade is analyzed. It is your money. Respect your money. I'm going to give you an example. Which I gave Attila earlier today. The gas price here in Vancouver goes down every night and goes up every morning. So every time I buy gas, I buy it at night for like $1.37, and then in the morning it's at $1.51. That is the way you trade. When you see it's in the red, that's when you want to buy it. You want to buy when it's cheap. And then when it goes up to $1.51, that's when you sell. You buy at 137, you sell at 151. If you just do that every day, you will become a multimillionaire. You will have freedom, and trading will change your life if you learn to trade like that. I've identified the same pattern with gas. Why can't you identify the pattern with stocks?
Well, no, some of them definitely have, obvious patterns. And, those are the nice ones to be able to trade. When you actually see a pattern of, every 2 or 3 days it does this, and then, you can make up your mind. If it goes down, and then 3 days later it's going to go green, and then it'll go red again. So you do exactly what you've been, preaching. Buy in the red, sell in the green. Simple.
Keep it simple, and it works. It really, really works. It really works.
That's all great and easy to say, but it's only now that I've actually, got a lot of, liquid cash behind me now, so now I can, start doing some trades that where I'm not so worried about, before I was so red everywhere that I couldn't get any money to do the trades that I wanted to do because I was stuck in a red position. And thank God that it's finally turning around now. Everyone, I think, is getting much happier than they used to be. So I think, we can just look forward to some great profits for the next few months, next couple months now anyway.
Well, you know what? I just really want to take from this is that these are the days where you buy. It's so obvious to me. I'm looking at all these stocks. These are the days that you buy, guys. You buy in the red. And then on the days when they're green, that's when you sell. So this is Rich here on behalf of Rich TV Live. I'm here with Attila. Thank you, Attila, for joining once again, man. Have yourself a great day. We'll talk to you soon, okay, my friend?
Thank you, Rich. And everybody out there, trade safely and soundly.
And thank you for your knowledge, and thank you for joining me once again, Attila. You are a scholar, my friend.
Thank you, sir. You as well. Have a great day.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye.
That is Attila, the medical marijuana gorilla. It's true. So, oh, wow. What a day. All right, party people. This is your boy, Rich. Cannabis legalization in Canada. The countdown continues. 47 days, 11 hours, 51 minutes, and 41 seconds. Your boy's out. Who's watching? Peace. All my idols rival. Ladies wins like title.